welcome back to another episode of MPJ, where the heat is sizzling, the UK is baking hot, and we are cooking up a storm with new rock albums. Today we are reviewing Black Veil Brides and their album Vindicate. Will it be vindicated? First time we're reviewing them. I actually saw them live down in Southampton a couple of years ago with Trish. And they were fantastic. But will the album stack up? Lauren, let's start with you then. As Pete doesn't have his hand up, we can start with you, mate.
So yeah, Black Veil Bride. So I've been a fan for a very long time, ever since I was a little baby emo. It used to be a thing of the way I got into them was my mum would go to like her Slimming World group, and it was back when it was held in a certain area of our town where across the road was a shop. She'd go and do that. I'd be like, I'm not staying in this room. I don't want to do that. So I'd then take the little bit of money that I had left from my Saturday job. I'd go over to the shop. I'd get myself a Red Bull, pack of biscuits, and Kerrang magazine. And then I'd sit on a bench outside that village hall, being the little miserable git I was, going, you don't understand me, man, whilst reading. And of course,
We've all been there.
Literally, the Fringe was like this. I'm like, no one understands me. I'm so metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a case of I'd do that, and this was like back 14, 15 odd years ago now, and Black Veil Brides had been around for about 2 years at that point, and they were starting to really hit it huge within the scene because it was very theatrical. They had their makeup and everything at the time. The hair was big. The riffs were bigger. And it was a case of they gave me a CD as a free thing, and Fallen Angels was on the CD. And I would listen to it and I was like, oh, hello, what's this? This best not awaken anything in me. Ooh. And it did. And as a result, the obsession began to the point where I dragged my very normie best friend at the time when we were in college along to see the Kerrang tour in Southampton, funnily enough, where she just looked shell-shocked the entire time. And I stood there with my chunk of blonde in my hair and the rest of it pitch black and had the best time ever whilst I cried because I thought Andy Bursick was looking at me. So I'm a fan. As a result, I went into the album with really high expectations just because you develop that pedigree in your brain of everything that they do. And to a certain degree, I wasn't disappointed. It is a diversion from some of the other stuff that they've done, but that can be both a good and bad thing. If you're used to their certain type of sound from older albums, things like that, and that becomes your safety blanket, sometimes hearing something a bit new is a bit jarring. Whereas for other people, I think it could be a really cool sort of little additional sort of genre way to get people into them and start listening to their back catalogue. As for Vindicate in particular, I really liked it. I thought it was indulgently thematic. It was singable with decent weight and heaviness in some of the tracks. The threads of the other genres I thought I really liked. Ave Maria, utterly brilliant. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a real good, like, gut punching points. If I had nuts, I'd have been kicked in them. They were great. Yeah, it was just, it had a warm familiarity of like an old favourite to me. And even to the point where I'm normally in the camp with intro tracks and things like that on albums. I'm normally in the same camp as Will and stuff where I'm like, what's the fucking point? I don't get it because it's just sort of so-so. But I think with Invocation to the Muse, yes, it's very cheesy because of the tone and sort of accent that Andy has and stuff. But given all the backlash they had off of their last album and stuff, and it then just sort of being a bit of a monologue about, do you know what, say what you want, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, you don't have to listen to us, do whatever. I quite liked that nod to it of then, like, you go into this album going, we're not just going to go back and meet your expectations. So, yeah, it was a case of I had to cherry pick a bit here and there. But overall, I think it was a solid offering. There was nothing that stood out like a In the End or a Fallen Angels for me. But it's something where if it's on, I'm not going to turn it off.
Pete, What do you think?
I think it was quite a story.
It was I'm still there on the bench with her, eating her biscuits and going like, trying to look at the Kerrang. I just like.
Oh, right there.
I mean,
No one understands me, man.
how?
I hate that we live in a society.
Yeah.
Bunch of conformists.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Laura, what biscuits were they? Did you vary them up, or was it a certain type of biscuit?
I mean, it always had to be like a triple chocolate cookie, like the big ones you get.
Yeah.
There's always a pack of them. Because
The
they were
one time you have
by
breakfast.
storage,
Yeah. Exactly.
What
Anyways.
biscuit poison, mate. If you had Kerrang, Pete, and,
Oh my God.
I imagine you're probably having like a can of like special brew, something like that, on the park bench in your Kerrang.
Well, if you're asking me, I'm Dutch, so I have to go stroopwafel.
Oh, sure.
Awesome choice, guys.
Okay, right, Pete, Black Veil Brides. Follow that.
Not heard of the band before, which is weird because they're real popular.
Whoa.
Which is not weird because my emo days are long behind me. I too had black dyed hair at some point, though it was luckily a very short-lived stint because I moved on to much extremer music quite quickly. So yeah, I was kind of nervous starting to listen to this. Funny thing is, these days, as soon as I hear an intro track, I think of Will and Simon right away. So if that's going to be there for the rest of my life, I fear.
Without doubt. But rebel, mate. Embrace the intro. Don't fight it. Don't hate it. Just embrace it. It's like a happier place if you do that.
I don't mind a good intro track if it's good. There's good intro tracks, there's bad intro tracks, but they're not inherently bad, as some people may want you to believe.
I agree.
So yeah, right after the intro, we move into the title track, which I really enjoyed. I was like, this is actually pretty good. Like they're playing pretty hard music, and it kept up for like a couple of songs. Then by the time Hallelujah came around, I think it got a little bit too stadium core for me, which is something to be described as a lot of words. I don't really think that has a place in metal, even though I get the appeal. But yeah, moving on, the song after that was also a little bit too much stadium core, so right there in the middle, I was losing interest a little bit. After that, they came out banging again. There was some really good high-paced, double-bass drums that reminded me of the lovely metalcore genre, so that's always good. Also, really love the interludes, like the operatic interludes, just to kind of take a break, take a breather, and then full guys go into the hard stuff again. So yeah, and oh yeah, there's a machine head feature on this. Like, who'd have thought that would happen? Black Veil Brides and Machine Head doing a track together, and it's a banger. It's called Revenger. Check it out. So yeah, good album.
Ooh. Now, I believe, Simon, you saw them live in Download a few years ago. Is that right?
I mean, last week, but sure.
They always seem to be regular at Download, so I think they were there like a couple of years ago as well, weren't they? So,
they were. I saw them a couple of years ago. Saw them last week.
Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm very jealous, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing live. I'm glad they didn't play too much from this album. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say right off the bat, 2-minute intro, get in the fucking bin. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Don't care.
1 point.
Do not care. You don't need that long of an intro. 2 minutes is absolute flagrant abuse. I do not like it. They're losing points for that one. It'd be fine if it was maybe a minute. It's fine, but no. Oof. Anyway.
It would never be fine. You'd still pick it up by its legs and smash it against the wall.
I would. I need to find it. There was one album we reviewed where I was like, actually, the intro is pretty good. I need to find that one. It exists somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, they're. I don't have a huge amount to add on top of what people are saying. they've got their sort of style. It's very theatrical. The album has like a lot of highs and lows. There's some like really sort of like melodic-y stuff in there, which is cool. And there's some heavier stuff in there. I mean, Revenger was going to be my favorite track of the album. Come on, that's an absolute fucking banger. But I do also think it is the utter highlight of the album. And it's weird listening to it as an album because there's like an interlude for 2 minutes, again excessive, then there's 2 songs, then there's an interlude for a minute, then there's 2 songs, then there's an interlude. It's a little bit like, guys, like you're not telling some kind of actual big story here, so chill. Like
Or
chill
you're
with
just
all the
missing.
interludes. Yeah, so yeah, it's just like, yeah, so nothing but outside of like Revenger and probably Sorrow, the rest of the album was sort of like, yeah, it's all right, it's cool stuff. But I think similar to what Pete says, like it's just very sort of like stadium core. I like that term. That's a good term. But yeah, otherwise it was all right. It's not like a terrible album. It's just yeah, just Black Veil Bride. I never really got into them back in the day. I was more of a, you know, The Used or Taking Back Sunday or something fan. So.
So you look, first of all, you know I like a bit of goth rock. Obviously, you know, Creeper was my album of the year last year. I love that immersive dark goth rock. I've obviously missed my call in. You know, I think I should be here with dyed black hair and, you know, black tears coming down and, you know, and all of that. But a bit too old for that now. But that's what I feel I should be. My soul is in there. So when I saw Black Veil Brides and their set, I didn't really thoroughly enjoy it because because I think they were very much a much more metalcore band kind of in their early days, really, and obviously their back catalogue is more metalcore than it is now. But they had a warm artist called Lilith Cesar. Now Lilith's my favourite name. It's the ancient name of a succubus, you know, the kind of dark demon of seduction. It's great. I mean, what a great name. And she looked the part, and she was incredible. She really was. Her voice was. I've been waiting for like an album from her to come out, and she's on a duet with them. So obviously these guys have, you know, have kind of stuck together. Which she did the song "Cut," which was just incredible. And this is sort of almost like a perfect album for me in terms of like this kind of goth rock, it's theatrical. It's called goddamn theatre, okay? Whether it's a concept album or not, it's fucking theatre, all right? That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of the interludes, and the whole point is to bring the atmosphere, is to bring, you know, it's to immerse you into that kind of world, to reinforce the words of the songs around it. That's the whole point. That's the point.
Just keep screaming.
No. And so for me, that kind of blend of, you know, I harp on about albums that, you know, metalcore for me is great if it's done in short kind of bursts, if it's helping to accentuate the actual album and the words that did it. And I moments where it was a bit, not too much now, guys, and they kind of put it back again. So for me, Hallelujah was, oh, what a song. Cut with the Lilith Cesar duet was just phenomenal. Vindicator itself was, Vindicate was just fantastic, and that had a lot of that had quite a bit of metalcore in there, but I still absolutely adored the track. So when, you know, I sit here and say I hate metalcore, I don't. I love it when it's done to this level, when it's done to this stage. I thought this was a super album, absolutely super album, absolutely loved it. I wish I could love it more if it didn't scream quite as much as it did in places, but it's got to be up there with possibly. Well, my score won't quite reflect that, but I think it's one of my albums of the year. Three tracks made it to my cool playlist, and it was one of the albums that I kind of kept coming back to during the month as well. I love this album. I love this band. I think they're absolutely terrific. They're hitting my sweet spots all over for that immersive goth kind of dark rock. And And I also take a little bit of umbrage to Pete's. This stadium rock has no place in metal. What it's fucking like? It's the fucking foundation of it. It is the very core. It's the very core of metal. It's whether it's no. Listen, whether it's a metalcore track or whether it's ever, part of that attraction is you bang into it. Whether it's your equivalent of that woe is your mosh pitting. It's the same. It's the same. It's something that when you're with that band, it's like if you watch the Queen film and when they do "We Will Rock You" they're basically. He wanted to write something that the crowd can be part of, and boy, I mean, you can't get a better, one where you can connect to your audience. It's all about you connecting to your audience, whether that's a mosh pit or a scream or whatever. It's fundamental. It's the very essence of why you love your rock music, of why you go to concerts. I've been to concerts and I think, oh, the band's good, but I really wasn't immersed in it because I really didn't know the words or the lyrics, but you kind of like the music. But boy, when you go to a band that you know the words, you know the lyrics, and you can rock in there where it's a whoa, 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 or it's fundamental. For me, it's fundamental part of rock.
No, let me paint this picture. So, mother of a friend of mine calls deathcore pig slaughterhouse music because it sounds like you're in a pig slaughterhouse. Now imagine you walking into a pig slaughterhouse and going like, "What?" Would be out of place, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't. But if you were going to that concert, there would be something in that album that will resonate with you. That when you are there with that band, it might not be a whoa, 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 but it will be something else equivalent to a whoa, whoa, whoa. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I say metalcore and deathcore should be a wall of sound that hits you in the face like a ton of bricks, and you don't go whoa, whoa, whoa while you're being hit in the face by.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You could be going in a mist-fight. You could be curling yourself into a bond. Go rah, rah, rah.
Look, we could be we're not going to.
Right. Okay. Let's find out, shall we? What do we give this album out of 5? Will it make it into our Hall of Fame? First time we are reviewing them. So, Lauren, let's find out.
Not as good as some of the other stuff for me, so I gave it a 3.5.
Shocked by that. I don't mean in a nasty way.
Taste now.
I don't mean in a nasty way. Do you know when you kind of like you think, oh, these people are gonna, oh, this person will love this album. It'll be right up there, and you're going, God, Lauren's gonna absolutely smash this. Anyway, Pete.
I did give it a 4. Could have been higher, but yeah, too many wohos.
Simon.
Oh, this is surprising. Yeah, I gave it a 3.5.
Trish give it a 4.5. I give it a 4.5. And my William, I wish he was here, give it a 5. Come on!
What?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh, I know, right? I mean, that is pretty amazing.
That surprises me.